Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and welcome to week 25 of our 45-week countdown to the best version of ourselves in the new year. And for those of you who are new, you are right on time. There is never a better time than now than to choose wellness. 20 weeks in, where did it go? I guess that's what long-term goals are all about, right? Small increments adding up. 20 weeks went by. Wow, for those of you who have been here throughout, I would love to know, how are you doing? Or like those who have just joined us, are you going to do a fresh start today? Today sort of is a fresh start for some of us. If you're participating in Tanny Raw's Raw Reset, and I've mentioned that several times on this channel, and as always, Tanny Raw is a social media butterfly, dare I say, major personality, and you can find her on any search engine. Just put in Tanny Raw, and Tanny Raw Reset is the program she offers generally every other month in showing people how to become their best selves through good food choices and, more importantly, tools on overcoming all the things that stop us from becoming our best selves. It's pretty phenomenal. I started telling people a while back that they needed to save their pennies so that they could be in the July reset. It started today, so it's officially closed, but presumably she will be having another one in September. So you'll want to save your money for that. Again, just look it up. It's so fantastic. So yes, I joined the reset. It's my third one. And it's not because I'm dense, but because they're all different. The content may seem the same, but Tanny Raw is so committed to constantly upping her own game and learning that she shares brand new insights to any topic. And then, because there's 70 plus people participating, all of their contributions make it different every single time. And it is so worth it to me. So in general, this past week, I was still struggling with what I've been referring to as vertigo, because vertigo isn't a condition. It is actually the symptoms of something underlying, whether it might be an ear infection or something out of alignment, whatever it is that results in dizziness, followed by nausea and fun things like that. So I want to say that I am way better. I am not there yet, but I am way better. I barely even noticed I was dizzy today, just a couple of times. But I really trust that, like one more week or so, and I will not look back, because I haven't had it for years and years, and it's nothing I plan on keeping around. So prayers to all those who suffer from vertigo. So this coming week, I've got some pretty great topics I hope you're going to stick around for. One of them are the 5 mental strategies on how to achieve a long-term goal. Because let's be fair, 25 weeks, and certainly when we were back at 45 weeks, that's a long-term goal. And that is way different than a short-term goal, which you know that you have the momentum of understanding that is 3 days away or 5 days away, or that special, wedding in 3 weeks, or even that bathing suit, at the 1 month mark. But when we dared to do 45 weeks, or even people who are joining us now when there's still 25 weeks, just shy of 6 months, you really need some strategies to help you continue to be able to focus and build and ultimately reach a long-term goal. So I have a great article on that. And then another one, which I'm interested in, it's kind of the hot buzz of the day, which is microgreens. In my article that I chose is microgreens versus sprouts, because the whole big thing just a couple months ago were sprouts, right? And certainly a year ago, when I just barely even got into trying to find out about being vegan and raw vegan, sprouts were the whole thing, and I got all the stuff for sprouts and worked on sprouts, and now here we are a year later, microgreens are the big thing. So I was like, well, aren't microgreens sprouts? No, they are not. They have similar components, but they are not. So I'll be bringing that video to you too. And as always, I'll be attaching all of those in the description so you can reflect on it in your own time. So I am technically exhausted. I know I look hot, but I pulled an all-nighter because I was working on my applications for teaching jobs. I know God has a plan, but He's so clever and patient that He hasn't revealed it to me. So I continue to do the footwork, and I literally pulled an all-nighter. I checked in at the pool, what they referred to it at the pool, for the Tanning Bra reset for like one moment at 4 o'clock in the morning, because it took me until about 5:15 just to finish those applications. And I barely took a nap. So right now it's of course 9:20. I am busy doing what I often do, recording my food for the day, making sure the kitchen is completely clean and closed so I can get a fresh start in the morning. I'm doing the rebounder, which I didn't have a chance to do earlier today. I already said my rosary. I have like all these things, they're goals, right? I don't punish myself if I don't get them done, but it is my ideal to get them done. I have my urge jar, which you can find in one of my videos called Overcoming Compulsive Behaviors. And I added a couple of my glass beads to it because I made it through some urges. Somebody offered me like chocolate cake. I'm a cake girl. I love sweets in general. And it's a little different for me this time, and it makes perfect sense. I'm not a dieter by any means. And part of the reason that I even pursued raw food and the vegan way was that you can have so much quantity, especially with greens and, pretty much fruit. Many vegetables that we reference as vegetables are actually fruit. So you can get a good amount of quantity for the calories, right? And so that was part of the reason I chose it, and certainly not for a diet mentality, because I have suffered from that for like my entire life, and I cannot afford to continue to do that. But I am older and I do have weight to lose. So my calorie count was lowered to between 14 and 1600 calories. And that made me panic a little bit because before it was 16 to 18, which was comfortable. And even a while back it was 18 to 20, which was probably too much. But to be fair, it is summertime. I'm not as physically active as during school. Usually during school, I easily hit like 7,500 steps. And then I come home and do my rebounder and stuff, and I clear, anywhere from 1,100 to like 12,500. Well, for summer, that's not happening at all. And so I do understand the idea of reducing my calories. But if I find myself panicking, I will allow that extra piece of fruit or whatever it is, within my program. But for right now, no. For the next 30 days, I've made it through day 1. I was completely clean. And I want to abide by that 14 to 1600 calorie range. Drink more water. I do my 16 cups a day, but make sure I get my water. And then I will be satiated and not need to exceed those given calories. So wait for the magic, my friends. I know you're thinking, wait, she can't get hotter than she is now. I know, it's going to be interesting. All right, if you like, join us if you haven't, by subscribing, of course. Leave comments so that I can support you. And until we talk again, know that you're blessed.